Yo, what's up? This is Happy Hour. I am your host, Ryan Hoppy. And for the next hour, my goal in life is to change the way you think about things. For the next hour, I want my rants and my opinions to change your mind. Call the show, 856-49-HOPPY. That is 856-49-HOPPY. And I will be sure to get to it in real time. And live, as he is every Monday on Happy Hour, is my guy, Flo Monroe. What's up, dude?
Direct. What it do?
What it do, man? How are you doing, bro?
I'm all right, man. It's kind of a crummy Monday, but you know.
Yeah, it is weird. It makes you appreciate the normal weather we have here in Florida, because today it's rainy and cloudy, and I feel like I'm back in the Midwest.
Yeah, it's no bueno.
It is no good. Call the show, 856-49-HOPPY. That's 856-49-HOPPY. And call when I say that the phone lines are open so that we don't have a phone screener, so it's easier that way. Tweet at me at Ryan Hoppy Radio. Tweet at the Flo Monroe. And what is your new segment you're doing today?
We got Flo's Music Mondays, Volume 1. Today is Volume 1, the first installment. Hopefully something we're going to get going every Monday when I come in. Share with you some of my favorite gems of the music industry. Might be a little old, a little new, everything in between, you know. We'll just keep it free form and whatever feels right for that day.
Who are you voting for, Trump or Clinton?
I'm voting for whoever is not one of them.
Cares?
Somebody else, yeah.
This is the important election. I got you on that, Tyson. I got you. Vote me as best local podcast here in the Tampa Bay area by the Creative Loafing. You like that, Tyson?
Whoa.
Go to tinyurl.com/vote for Happy Hour. That's tinyurl.com/vote for Happy Hour. There you can vote. Best podcast Happy Hour. I'm under a lot of categories, so if you want to vote, go ahead. If you don't, and you think the show sucks, I appreciate you listening, but go to tinyurl.com/vote for Happy Hour. All right, that's about it. All right, I saw this headline here, and I didn't really get how the internet was laughing at this. It's an end of an era, Tyson. It's been a good era, man. It makes you go back and appreciate the good times, you know? It really makes you sad. It makes you appreciate the music we used to have back in the day as retired from music. How sad are you?
I'm in tears, man. I'm just so distraught.
I actually am, dude. Everybody's been hating on him today on social media. Everybody's ripping into Bow Wow. Let's see here. Did any of you guys bang Lisa Ann? Did any of you guys have any of these hit songs like Outa? This song was legit back in 2007.
Outa?
Hell yeah. Talking about his sidekick, bro. So topical, 2007.
Whoa. That way back.
Or how about this one? Let Me Hold You. This one was legit back in the day. Everyone's hating on him. Anybody in this world would want to have the career that Bow Wow had. Anybody in this world would want to have over 18 awards he won at the NAACP Awards, if it's the People's Choice Awards. I just don't get how the internet's saying, oh, he's a bum, he's a loser. He's had more hits than you. He's made it farther. He was in the Entourage movie. I'm legit a Bow Wow fan, dude. His net worth is pretty low, though. It's just $1 million. But I want
just $1 million. Just $1 million.
I mean, compared to a lot of other rappers, but I just don't get why people love to rip on the rappers from back in the day. Yeah, they're not like Snoop Dogg or Wiz Khalifa or Eminem or 50 Cent, where they have longevity, where they're going to be around for a while, but they make more money, they're more successful, they get hotter girls, nicer cars, nicer houses than us. I just don't get the typical internet loser that hides behind their keyboard and talks all this smack. If it's about radio show hosts, TV shows, I mean, it's just sad, man. Appreciate he had 14 hits, 6 albums, and he was in a ton of TV shows. I'm just saying, dude, that's successful. There are a ton of rappers online that are amateur, that are ripping into him. Where's your hit singles? When was the time you had intercourse with Lisa Ann? I'm just saying.
Yeah, I mean, I'd be happy with 1 million. I wouldn't
That's
be
what
complaining.
I'm saying. I'm not saying Bow Wow's the greatest of all time. I'm not saying he's like Run DMC or Public Enemy, where he'll be going to Cleveland and he'll be inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. I'm just saying, dude, he was pretty good.
He had some decent success. Yeah, I believe he had an episode of MTV Cribs. I mean...
Dude, he was in CSI, the latest version of it, man. You cannot hate on the guy's success.
He's been hosting...
CSI Cyber.
He's been hosting BET, right? Is he still going to keep doing that?
He has been doing that. He was in Tokyo Drift. He was in Roll Bounce. He was in Entourage. I mean, the guy's done a lot, but everyone's like, yeah, he's a bum. You know what? Soulja Boy might have made more money than him, but to me, Soulja Boy's more of a bum than him.
To me, you're talking about two bums, personally, but...
How can they be a bum if they've had success? Even if it's not long, even if it's just short-lived, it's more success than a goofy podcast out of Tampa Bay recording at 6:17 on a Monday. They've succeeded more than us.
Yeah, no doubt.
Learning. Ever since I worked in radio in Cleveland and people ripped into me online, I know how it feels to be on the receiving end. Even though it was just for 8 weeks, I'm just not a big fan of critiquing someone's work and ripping into the success they had. Because these losers are either flipping burgers at Mickey D's or doing some job they hate or cleaning their kid's diaper, man. There's just this thing about internet trolls. Nobody's successful and nobody with a big name does it. It's always these anonymous pussy accounts that hide behind their first name and the first initial of their last name. You never see a full account like on LinkedIn because they're not professional. They're pussies.
Wow. Tell us how you really feel.
I mean, what do you think?
No, yeah. There's definitely a place in the world for trolls, but at the same time, they're obnoxious at times, and a lot of the things that they say are rather hurtful. It can be funny, but I'm not saying I'm anything in this world. I'm not even a public figure. Nobody knows who I am. But for the 8 weeks I was on Rover's Morning Glory, I was given hate every single second on Twitter, dude. In 1 week, I had more than 2,000 new followers. They were either loving me or hating on me. So what I'm getting at is I sort of know what it was like. Imagine getting that 24/7. Not fun.
I'm just saying, dude. I just don't get the whole idea of hiding behind the keyboard. You know what I mean? And I used to be like that. I would go on IMDb and debate TV shows. And after I watch a show, I'll go on there and just see what people say. And it just turns into nerds arguing. I just don't get this thing where you're ripping into these celebrities and you think by ripping into them, it's hurting them. It's keeping their name out there and they're making even more money because we'll know their name. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Call the show, 856-49-HOPPY. That's 856-49-HOPPY. Tell me what your favorite Bow Wow memory is. Was it when he was in the classic known as Roll Bounce? Or was it when he came out with Fresh As I'm Is back in 2007? Now, we have this new segment, Flo's Music Monday. And we're very pumped about it because Flo here didn't really approve of the music I was bringing to the table here at Happy Hour. He didn't really seem impressed with the Bogus Boys, If Rap Don't Work, or Jesse McCartney. So we thought, how can we attract new listeners and have a bit? Because all radio shows have bits. They have benchmarks that you know, like Way Back Wednesday or Throwback Thursday or Throwback Friday. Get it?
Sure, yeah. I mean, it probably would make a lot more sense if we were doing Flo's Music Friday, but Flo's Music Monday is all right.
Because Monday sucks. You got to have a little fun.
Yeah.
So what is this first song that you will be introducing to us?
So I'm going to start off by introducing this first group that's very near and dear to my heart by reading through this quote that is actually at the start of their biography on their site. And I thought you would really appreciate it because I think you could relate somewhat.
In what way?
Well, let me read it for you and then you'll find out.
Sounds good.
Defining success is not an exact science by any means. In some ways, it's especially difficult to quantify one's success when they have a job that places them in the public eye, a position that is ripe for critique and high expectations. Perhaps those who best thrive in those scenarios are the ones who can navigate through all the noise and continue to evolve and grow, both in their skill sets and as individuals.
Damn, that's deep.
That's super deep. So basically, the group that I'm talking about is called Atmosphere. They're from Minneapolis, Minnesota. They're just stepping into their 21st their 21st year in the underground hip hop scene, which basically they've broken through that barrier, and I would say they're not quite mainstream, but they're somewhere in a strange limbo between. 21st year of making music together. The MC's name is Slug, and the producer's name is Ant. They're about to drop this new album on Friday called Fishing Blues.
That sounds like some wacky shock jock morning show out of Idaho.
Slug and Ant. Well, their names are Sean and Anthony. Sean Daly and Anthony Davis.
Slug and Ant in the morning.
Yeah, it could work. Maybe I'll have to tweet them. Maybe I'll tweet them and let them know that they're missing out on a potentially great thing on the air. Yeah, the new album, Fishing Blues, comes out on Friday. I wanted to pick one of the singles they released from it. It's this track called Ringo. Hope you like it.
We will be right back on Happy Hour after this. Do you have a song that you want him to play? Tweet at him at the Flo Monroe and Ryan Hoppy Radio.
Happy Hour. Happy Hour. Everybody wanna see a falling star. 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 Once Happy Hot Topic. The outspoken millennial for his generation. You are tuned in to Happy Hour. I mean, it's just words, right?
Tyson, I don't know how you can possibly see the show because I know you don't have Cinemax. You have to see the show that 50 Cent made, Power. It's on season 3, dude. You would binge watch the hell out of it. This is a song they played to end the show last week, man. It's about a drug kingpin in New York City. It's the best show on TV right now, Power. You should check it out. I don't know if you'd want to get like the torrent or something, watch it illegally, but
it sounds legit. I might have to find a way to see it.
It's one of those shows where if it was on Netflix, people would be creaming their pants over it.
That beat sounded like hot fire.
And the thing too
that's
is,
what I want to know is who made that beat.
I would love to know too. I'm pretty sure 50 Cent didn't make it. Let's be honest here. And then the thing is too, he's not that bad of a rapper, or he's not that bad of an actor for being a rapper. You know what I mean? 50 Cent's role on there as Kanan, the bad drug kingpin, is legit, man. So if anybody hasn't seen Power, you have to.
And what's the name of that track again for the people that might
Body Bags.
Body Bags.
It talks about killing people. It's like, I'll put you in a body bag, because he plays a murderer in the show and probably real life. I'm quite the comedian. All right, I saw this headline here, and I know that our generation gets a lot of hate, and this is what annoys me, is when 24 rap fans are rushed to a hospital after overdosing on drug-laced candies at an Ohio music fest. And here's the thing that really annoys me, is these imbeciles, these drug addicts, these cretins that are the millennials, when this happens, that's when all the old people go, that's why the millennials suck, because they're all like that. And these kids represent our generation awfully. Dude, you should be the quote-unquote millennial that we all look up to. You're successful, you're 24, you're good-looking, you have your own place, and I'm the one that everyone should laugh at. But the problem is, when you think of millennials, you think of these shows where they OD on drugs that they trust from some guy that lives in Largo, Florida.
Yeah, I don't stand with that.
You know?
No, I don't get down like that.
Yeah, let's take a white pill. We don't know what's in it, but it sounds good. Like all those kids that overdosed at the show about 3 months ago at Raymond
Sunset
James
Music Festival. Yeah.
So let's just take ecstasy. It may have been made in a trailer park in Largo, or Seminole, but whatever. It sounds fun. 24 music goers at the last weekend on Earth Music Fest.
Sounds about right. Yeah. Perfect name.
That was their plan in good old Butler, Ohio. Oh, wow. Let's not go to Miami or, let's say, Panama City Beach or Tampa for a concert. Let's go to Butler, Ohio, because I'm sure that's just where all the classy party goers are, is at the last weekend on Earth Music Fest with Machine Gun Kelly in Butler, Ohio, right? I mean, let's just go on vacation there and go next year. It sounds like a real riot. You like my sarcasm I did there?
Don't you just love when I leave you hanging? You just know that I really don't have anything nice to say when I can't even.
Well, what were you going to say? Don't hold back.
That sounds horrible. I'm sorry. I'm just not a Machine Gun Kelly fan.
Me neither. They were rushed to the hospital and treated with Narcan, but didn't respond. The candies they ate came back with very, very dangerous high levels of THC, the ingredient in marijuana. A man has been tossing out bags of the candy in a crowd. Even one candy would get a person high, but these kids were eating the whole bag full of 18 candies.
Oh, no.
And it's hot out. It's the Midwest. It gets really hot during August because it's the dog days of the summer. So nothing makes sense. Like to take a drug that makes you dehydrated and out of it. Let's have 18 of these edibles, a drug that is known to get you even more high than smoking a bowl or a blunt. Let's take 18 edibles because we're moronic millennials with no IQ and no future. 24 rap fans suffered overdoses after they ate marijuana-laced candy, being passed out by a suspicious man at a music fest. No deaths were reported at the Ohio Dream Sports Camp complex. That sounds like quite the place to see a concert at. We have Raymond James. We have the Emily Arena. We can go see a concert at the Trop. They go to the Ohio Dreams Sports Complex. That sounds like
see the End of the World Festival. Like, what in the world?
And it was the third annual EST 2016 Rap Music Fest. And I've actually heard about this because the brief time I worked in Cleveland, everybody would be like, dude, if you're here during the summer, we have to go to EST, man. It is the craziest thing ever. Yeah.
Does it say who else played the festival? Was there any redeeming act to make up for the fact that Machine Gun Kelly was there? I mean, he's from there, right? He's from Ohio, I think.
He's from Cleveland. Cleveland loves him.
So he's big. He's
him
big
and
in his
Ray
home
Cash.
State,
they will never get over Ray Cash.
No idea.
And they love themselves some Bone Thugs Harmony. Oh, man. They will take that for all it's worth.
Now you're talking.
You know who was there?
Who was there?
Oh, man, this was worth the admission. This is worth going to Butler, Ohio for. This is when you go, hey, forget going to a fun music fest or seeing Guns N' Roses. I'm going to spend my money by getting an airplane ticket to go to Butler, Ohio to see DJ Band Camp.
Whoa.
And seeing Dome. I want to see what DJ Bandcamp looks like. I bet he's really edgy. You know, he's just out of control and wild. I picked it. He's so dirty, man. He hasn't taken a shower in about 2 years. Yeah. Whoa. Let's go see DJ Bandcamp. Call this show. Are you a fan of his work? 856-49-HOPPY. That is 856-49-HOPPY. All right. It also says here, and they were marked as prescribed medibles. Get it? Like medicine, edibles.
Sure, yeah.
You get what they did there? They put the two words together with a reference to a commercial candy brand, according to the posts on social media. And there were a bunch of kids, yo, I'm really high on that candy, yo. And they show the tweets. One or two candies would get a person high off of what's equivalent to a bowl. So imagine having 10 of those. It's like having 20 bowl packs. And they were eating these candies like it was mints, it says. And this began around 4 p.m. Ambulances loaded with overdosed victims. So these kids couldn't even hang. They get there at 1 p.m., you know, have a few beers, have 20 candies. These kids can't even wait till 7. I mean, can you imagine this in Butler, Ohio?
I'm sure they were really upset that they missed DJ
Band Camp.
There you go.
And Dome. I've never even heard of Dome. I like Dome.
Oh, my gosh.
Get what I did there?
I see what you did there.
At first, patients were treated with Narcan for opiate overdoses, but when victims didn't respond, the candies came back with a dangerously high dose that you can get off of just having 3.
Yeah, you said that already.
I feel like it's under control at this point, said one of the people before they passed out. And there have been no arrests, and they can't prove who took it and who gave it out. So I don't know. I don't do drugs, so I don't really care, but I just don't get the people who freak out and just think it's a smart idea in a crowded place. Like, I feel high as it is when I'm at these concerts because I'm so tall, awkward, and goofy, and I have a limp that I just feel really out of it trying to figure out where to go, like when I went to see Snoop Dogg. So I can't imagine actually going and getting drunk and high and having no conscience and not having any coordination and having no idea what to do, you know?
Don't take candy from strangers, kids. It's not safe.
I mean, that's like the first thing you learned in DARE is to not take it, but whatever. All right, here's the deal. We have another song with Flo's Music Monday, and it's my guy, Action Bronson. What do you think about him?
So Action Bronson grew up in Flushing, Queens, New York. He was raised a young Albanian boy.
And he does not look at all like he sounds like. Like, you would think he's some chubby black guy, but he's like this white dude.
He's a short, rotund ginger man.
Wow, you said that classy.
He is a professionally trained chef. He was a chef for the Mets. He was working as a chef and slipped and broke his leg in the kitchen, and while he was laid up, he discovered a love of rap. And since then, his career has really taken off. He's got an album out, Mr. Wonderful, which is amazing.
His song, The Runners, is good.
On the Suicide Squad soundtrack, right? Is that what you're talking about, or is that something else?
Maybe.
But anyways, he's got an album. It's great. I probably listened to it for like 3 months straight when it came out. He's got 2 shows on Viceland, that new awesome channel. It's called Fuck That's Delicious, which is a cooking show where he travels the world on tour and shows us
probably sober, you know.
Oh, yeah, he's definitely sober. No, he's smoking heavy amounts of marijuana the whole way through the show. Pretty entertaining.
Then he hangs out in good old Butler, Ohio.
Sure, but then he's got this other show that they just recently started. It's Ancient Aliens, but it's basically Action Bronson and friends that kind of come and go, sitting in front of a green screen watching Ancient Aliens with Ancient Aliens behind them on the green screen. If you haven't checked it out yet, it's pretty entertaining. Anyways, we got a cut off of Action's album, Sincerely Mr. Wonderful, called Actin' Crazy. Check it out.
We will be right back on Happy Hour after this. Hang on.
Happy Hour. Happy Hour.
Bitch, I'm alright, but I'm off that raw. I'm in the road, dancing styles on the top floor. You would swear I'm Puerto Rican, but I'm not, Lord. Hot hoes, every city that we go singing. Head side, kill them what they know. All I do is eat oysters and speak 6 languages and 3 voices.
Tweet Hoppy at Ryan Hoppy Radio. Email him, ryan@hoppyradio.com, and give him a nice, sexy Snapchat at Hoppy Radio.
Doesn't this song just make you want to go party, you know, Tyson? Because I can feel the beat, baby! Yeah!
On a Monday night.
Yeah, well, you know how I do it. I'm a crazy night owl that lives with my cat. Yeah! You're a dog father with responsibilities, and your life's together, so you don't even go out. Yeah!
Yeah, see, that's funny you should say that, because as much as I want to be, like, getting myself out there in the social scene and get in the mix, I'm just like, man, I'm going to be tired when I got to go to work the next morning, and the dogs are going to wake me up at the same time they do every day. But you were telling me last week I got to get back out there. I got to spread my wings.
Yeah, man, and we almost hung out on Sunday because you had club seats to the Tampa Bay Rays game, but I was way too tired. But I liked the fact that you were going out. It was nice to hear that you weren't sitting at home feeling bad for yourself.
Oh, man, I was all over the place this weekend. I was at Universal on Friday. I went to the indie market over at the Marian Arts Center for Clay on Saturday. I was at the Rays game Sunday. I was out there, man.
Yeah, party boy. You can feel the beat. Oh, by the way, before we get into this next article, rest in peace to Tinder and Bumble. I am officially out.
Oh, you want to talk about that now?
I am officially out of that crap. Oh, my Lord.
Good for
hey,
you, man.
What do you got going on tonight? Text me, 727-555-5959. Whatever. 555 is a made-up number. They use it on TV shows and movies. Yeah, I got really sick and tired of getting all the matches, and they're all fake. Then I'm sick and tired of the girls, hey, how's it going?
See, what I remember about Tinder is the telltale signs of what you need to watch out for, or the red flags, rather. You know, the girls that don't smile in any picture are bound to have messed up teeth. The girls with hair over one of their eyes are bound to have a lazy eye. The girls with a ton of filters are bound to have a bunch of acne. You know, there's always something, whether it's an emotional hang-up or a social hang-up or a visual hang-up. You know, that being said, you know, I did find my ex-girlfriend on Tinder, so I can't really talk. Exactly, but I've been on there and I have experienced it. So Tinder users of the world, we're not talking down to you. We're just realizing it's not for us. It's not what we want to do with our life. We're going to choose to go out and meet women in real life.
To me, it's just insanity's doing the same thing over and over and expecting different results. And I've got dates off of Tinder. I've gotten laid off of it, but nothing that brought me like happiness or joy. Like even the hookups were just kind of weird. And then my girlfriend, that was a nice 6-week relationship. I mean, it's just, there's no point to have the apps because every day I would go, hey, what's on Tinder? And then the same old boring conversations. So rest in peace to that. I just had to get rid of it.
I can't believe it's still around, to be honest. I thought that was
I think it's beginning to die down. I really think that every match is literally something off of Adult Friend Finder that you can see on Pornhub or XNXX, where it's like, hey, what do you got going on tonight? I think the lack of new girls going on it, I think it's just going downhill. I think Bumble's where it's at. Because, dude, all the girls on Bumble, man, are hot. But they go through the pics, and if you don't have muscles and you don't have a gorgeous face, they're not going to even think about swiping right on you, man.
Well, thank you for enlightening me. Now I know not to waste my time on any of that shit.
You would do good on Bumble, though, because your eyes on Bumble would draw them in. Your eyes are very captivating. Mine are average.
Wow, thank you, Hoppy. I appreciate that.
Of course, man. Of course. That's what I'm here for, is to compliment you. During your time of need and your time when you feel bad for yourself, I am here to be your friend. Sounds good?
Sure.
Have the ladies call in. You can talk dirty to Flo. 856-49-HOPPY. That's 856-49-HOPPY.
Whoa.
You know you want that. What's up, Flo? Monroe.
If they sound like that, I want nothing to do with it. I want no involvement whatsoever. That's just not going to happen.
Tweet at him your nudes at the Flo Monroe at Ryan Hoppy Radio. All right. I see this here, and it's from motherboard.vice.com. Uber has yet to reduce drunk driving deaths, it says. And that is because the morons that drive drunk go, meh, I don't want to pay the $25, meh, puts in too much effort, But then they end up getting a DUI and they have to pay $17,000, you dimwits. Uber has tried to position itself as everyone's favorite designated driver, like a superhero that fights driving drunk. But a new thing in the American Journal of Epidemiology says that ride-sharing services like Uber and Lyft have had no impact on the country's overall rate of drunk driving fatalities, which claim over 10,000 lives a year since they began in 2009 doing the research. They said it's because drunk people aren't willing to pay for the cost of a ride, which doesn't make any sense.
No.
Because I hate the people that go, but I'm a good drunk driver. No, you're a lucky dimwit. With the amount of cars that are on the road and the amount of cops that are on the road, the ratio is overpowering. You're just an egotistical loser that hasn't been caught yet. Shut up.
This is what I say to those people. When you have someone driving you, not just home, but to the bar as well, that opens you up for so much pre-gaming. You can just get nice and wasted before you go out to the bar because you don't have to worry about driving.
That's the best part, is when I go out, I drink, take Uber, and then I go home. It's great.
Yeah, and then, you already have a little buzz on you, so you don't have to spend quite as much at the bar.
Something fun. Even if you're drinking by yourself, before you go out, there's something fun about having 2 to 3 beers at home while playing pump-up music and getting ready to look good in downtown St. Pete, or if we go to the Benz. There's something that's fun about going out a little bit buzzed so you're not just sober. And I just like the idea of feeling safe. I like the idea of not having to worry if the cops are going to pull me over. Like, I hate driving when I'm tired. And when I drove here from Cleveland, there were times where I was fighting being tired. And I was safe. I had my eyes on the road. But I just like driving when I'm functional. And I can just not imagine being drunk or even driving high, where you're putting your life and everyone else's life on the line. Lives that should not be taken, but 10,000 1,000 are a year because losers don't have the mindset to be smart. You know what I mean?
Well said.
It says here, this is David Kirk, who is the person that did this research at the University of Oxford. He said, Uber has had a phenomenal rise. And this was screaming for some research to see that the drunk driving deaths have not gone down. Well, the problem is, too, I'm not saying it's a lot of work to open up the app and it's a lot of work to get the research. But if you're really drunk, it is kind of a lot of work if you have to put in your credit card number. I'm not making an excuse, but I can just see how they're annoyed or their phone dies. But I just believe it's pure arrogance where they don't feel like having to pay for it because they feel like they're not going to die and they're just great, you know?
Yeah, I just think there's no reason not to take it.
It says here, the report looked at traffic deaths in the 100 most populated cities in the U.S. between 2014 and 2009 when services like Uber and Lyft were introduced. And it shows that during the holidays and weekends is when driving drunk is at its highest. Wow!
Duh.
It took you a 5 to 7 year research to realize that on the weekend when people have work off and on, let's say, Christmas or Thanksgiving or the 4th, when people party and are going crazy on a good old holiday, that's when drinking and driving is up. Wow! Some riveting research from the University of Oxford. Who would have thought that on Christmas and Thanksgiving, you know, when you drink and you have fun with your family and friends, who would have thought that driving drunk would be up, Tyson? I didn't see that coming.
Idiots.
Meanwhile, Uber insists that there is plenty of evidence that is tackling the drunk driving problem, such as a Temple University research that found a drop of about 4% in alcohol-related deaths in the cities of California. It says, though, that their research did not look at any other areas in the country. Here's the thing that I don't like about this research. Here's the thing of why the University of Oxford should not have come out with this. Here's the reason why them coming out with this is actually hurting drunk driving more in the epidemic and the rates, especially here in Florida and just any major city where there's drunk driving. Because the Hillsborough County or Pinellas County or any county in America, they're all trying to get rid of Uber, but it's hurting the taxis because the taxis took way too long to get with the times, and now they're crying wolf saying, why are they using smartphones to get home in 5 minutes? So then the cities make money through the cabs, and they feel bad for them, so they're trying to ban Uber. So when Uber or Lyft is going to say, well, look, we swear the numbers are up. We swear we're doing good. And then they're going to be like, well, what about the research that says that it's the same? So why have it around? That's the problem is if this goes around and more people in the news cover that Uber and Lyft isn't helping that much, they're going to say, why have it around? You know what I mean? Because I feel like these older people, the older generation that grew up on taxis, on having to wait 20 minutes when you call one, don't like the idea of Uber because they're like, you're going in a stranger's car. Meh. It's also really convenient, and I've never had a bad Uber ride.
Oh, I have, but that's not important. I got home safe. Crazy drivers.
Well, I don't mind that as long as I'm home safe. And I actually like the crazy ride because it's like 4 a.m. And you're a little tipsy, and it's just really amusing because you go, am I going to die tonight? This is fun.
Yeah, I mean, if you're taking an Uber, you're trying to be safe. I don't think that's a very safe way to get home if they're not driving carefully. But, yeah, you know, every Uber is a different experience. That's kind of what's fun about it.
Here's what an Uber spokesperson told Vice. It says here, our ridership numbers show that trips peak at times when people are more likely to be out drinking, and 80% of riders say that Uber has helped them personally avoid drinking and driving. Also, here's why this research from Oxford is useless. Here's why this research from Oxford is pathetic. They began doing it in 2009, so you have 7 years of research. Uber didn't really come out until about 2 years ago, because I remember when I moved to Cleveland in 2015 and 2014-ish, late 2014, 2015. That's when Uber was just kind of beginning. The news was talking about it. So it wasn't around during 2009, 2010, 2011, 2012, or 2013 when this research began. It became prominent the last 2 years, so it's not a full 7 years of research when you had the helpful apps out. So I think Uber does more good than bad, you know?
Yeah, I'm team Uber.
It says that there is a bigger benefit if they can figure out a way to get along with taxis. Here's why I don't feel bad for taxi drivers. Here is why I just have a hard time feeling bad. I know they have a union, Tyson, and I get the point that it's hurting jobs. But these taxi drivers probably have a car. These taxi drivers probably have an SUV. If you're complaining that you're not getting as many calls because of Uber or Lyft ruining your business, take your car that you have, that you drive when you're not being a taxi driver, and join Uber or Lyft. Nobody put a gun to your head that said that you have to be caught in 1994 where you're going to keep driving a taxi. If you're not in New York City and they're not prominent, don't cry me a river when an app that helps somebody come in 4 minutes is taking away your business, when most taxi drivers are uptight douchebags who are creepy and play awful music and drive awfully, while Uber is often classy and they'll have snacks in the car like candy, and it's just very laid back, and it's often professional. Like, there's Anthony Ponce, who is a news anchor out of Chicago, and he just quit his job at NBC5 because he's going to do a podcast where he interviews people while he's driving Lyft, and it's going to be called Backseat Driver, and I'm working on getting him on the show. And my point is, more creativity and more good comes out of Lyft and Uber than taxis. Taxis are a thing of the past. You might as well have a museum about it with VHSs, the Super Nintendo, and DVDs, and even the bomb known as the HD DVD, because it's done, and cry me a river and get with the times. It's almost 2017. Shut up. So sick of this.
Drop the mic.
It says there is about 112 million drunk driving incidents a year, and maybe a few from Uber drivers themselves. Well, yeah, that's what I love too. That's what I love too. Is I love when the media points out the good that Uber does, right? And then they go, well, here's the flaws of Uber. And here's why I find that funny, Tyson. The reason I find it funny is the fact that cabs were never a perfect ride either. You often would have the crazy cab drivers, and why didn't anybody focus on their negatives? I'm not completely ripping into cab drivers. I'm just saying, the way that the media is trying to throw Lyft and Uber under the bus, you would think that the cab ride, the average cab ride you maybe take to an airport, was always perfect, that you never had the crazy cabbie. There's a reason why in the 90s there was a show called Taxi Cab Confessions. Cab drivers are batshit crazy. So shut up with your facts of, well, Uber has flaws. So does taxis. Shut up. Call me. Let me know what you think. 856-49-HOPPY. That is 856-49-HOPPY. You like how I go from reading an article to ranting to then casually giving out the number?
I feel like I just went on a roller coaster.
And now you're seasick.
Now I'm seasick I think that's motion sick. But yeah, sure. No, you don't make me sick, man. Sometimes you make me sick, but not today.
More like when we hang out. Now, this next artist I've never heard of. He sounds edgy, man. He sounds wild. Homeboy Sandman. Tell me about him.
Homeboy Sandman is a New York dude on Stone's Throw. And to be honest, I don't really know quite as much about him as some of the other artists that I'll probably play, but ever since I found out about him and discovered his music, I've been a big fan. He's very wordy. He's very lyrical. He's very interesting to listen to, his subject matter. This one in particular, I think you'll like, man, just because he's talking about how, you know, these days everybody says our nation is so messed up, and it is, but Homeboy Sandman in this next track called America the Beautiful is going to help us remember some of the good about this country that we live in.
And we need that during these tough times. Call us, 856-49-HOPPY. That's 856-49-HOPPY. We will be right back. But here is my guy, Homeboy Sandman.
Happy Hour. Happy Hour.
rooms, a public school for every quarter, a store in every corner, a public defender, a point to every pauper, affordable JetBlue, any one of you could board a flying saucer. Access to cough drops and pork chops, sports facilities in the vicinity for free.
Plenty of hops for your satisfaction.
Welcome back to Hoppy Hour. I am your host, Ryan Hoppy. Man, it's really weird seeing kids going back to school. Lately, it's just really weird to see the adults that are about 10 years older than us, so we're not that young anymore, talking about, oh, I have to start shopping for back to school. Oh, man, where did the time go? Oh, man, summer ended. Isn't it weird to think that we're not a part of that anymore? It seems like we were just getting ready, and now it's like weird seeing kids that were born in the year 2000 getting ready for high school, and you're like, that's when I was in kindergarten.
It's a little mind-blowing, definitely.
It's just something I noticed recently. And it's really weird, too, just hearing the teachers that I'm friends with on Facebook. Like Miguel's boyfriend put up a post about how he has a sign that says no Pokemon Go in class. And it's weird to think that my edgy thing was playing the calculator game in 2004. And now kids can get anything at the palm of their hands. It's kind of frightening.
Yeah, that's nuts, dude. Technology is definitely so far advanced.
Because, not all the parents have the parental controls on. Some of the kids. There was one time, I won't say who it was, but I worked in radio. And he brought his kids to work. And he was showing them how to set up their laptops. And he didn't put any parental controls on. And his son was in like 5th grade at the time. And he was setting up his Twitter account. And he goes, can I put a girl as my background pic? And I go, what do you mean? And he looks up on Google girls. And I'm like, no. And I told the guy, and he's like, okay, get over here. But I was like, oh, man. I was like, Jesus. And then the kid saying that South Park is his favorite show. I'm like, oh, man. But just the idea of him looking up the word girls, I was like, no. I was like, oh, I'm not even ready to be a father, but even I know, no. Not girls, You feel me on that?
Oh, they grow up so fast these days, man.
856-49-HOPPY. That's 856-49-HOPPY. All right, I saw this article, and speaking of growing up, I don't know. It's just kind of sad to see outlet shops beginning to close. Like, you have Movie Shop here in town that went out of business. And I went there a few times, and I bought obscure DVDs. And it's just really sad to think, whenever I listen to Pandora, I don't know if you've heard it, but there's this commercial they air about there's no need to go to the mall. At the click of your hands, it's some half-off website where you can get whatever you want. And it's just really sad to hear the term, there's no reason to go to the mall. It's like, I don't know, I just liked going. I never was the kid that would go and hang out with the cool kids, but I just have memories of getting my Christmas money, getting like $300 and going to like Old Navy and getting clothes because I wanted to fit in, or going to Spencer's Gifts, or going to any of the video game shops. It's just sad to think that kids now get gift cards and they just buy something at the click of the button. It was like fun to go on December 26th,
Yeah, online shopping is great and everything, but there's something about being able to hold it in your hands and look at it and
you're
put
hoping
it on.
they have it. Like, I remember for about 10 years in a row, every year they would come out with the latest Simpsons DVD. So I have season 1 through season 14, and they quit making the DVDs because you can get it on FXX, any Simpson ever. But it was so fun to go to Best Buy, dude, or Target, or any of those places. There's a place called Sam Goody, and I'm like, oh my God, season 4 of The Simpsons. Yes, Futurama. Yes, King of the Hill.
So you're a big Simpsons fan.
Oh, I'm getting back into it. I didn't watch it for about 5 years because I grew up on it, and I quit watching it because I sort of OD'd on it because I watched it so much as a kid. But I'm going back to the basics recently. I've been watching Futurama, Simpsons. I like American Dad. I like the new episodes. I got done with BoJack Horseman. I'm really getting into cartoons again because I feel like I watch all these crime shows and I watch all these negative shows. And what happens is I end up having dreams about Omar in the ghetto from The Wire. So before I go to bed, like last night, I was watching the classic known as C-Lab on YouTube. There's something about watching what I grew up with that really humbles me out and makes me appreciate how far I've come, you know?
Makes you feel like a kid again. Makes you just, it's like almost like a comfort blanket for your eyeballs and your brain.
Yeah. What are some shows that you watch that are like throwbacks for you?
Oh, man. We'll talk about maybe some Rocket Power, all that.
See, I grew up way too fast. I was really into adult things. I wanted to grow up fast. I was into adult talk radio, into adult cartoons. I mean, I watched Rugrats and Hey Arnold, but I never really got into like Rocket Power or what was that show with the creatures that lived at the house? Arg, it's creatures.
Real Monsters.
That's what it was.
There was a good
Rocco's
one too.
Modern Life was edgy.
That's another good one.
Phone Sex Hotline.
Yep.
What was the one with the cat and the mouse? Ren and
Stimpy.
That was good. All those shows were good. But then once you got to the Fairy Godfathers, I didn't like that.
The Fairly Odd Parents.
I didn't like that
See,
either.
I didn't really watch a lot of cartoons back in the day, and when I did, it was like a pretty decent mix between, you know, the kiddie type things that were on Nickelodeon, but I also, you know, Beavis and Butthead, maybe a little South Park.
See, I liked C-Lab, Aqua Teen, Harvey Birdman. Did you watch any of those?
Yeah, absolutely.
You've heard me in the office talk about my love for Aqua Teen Hunger Force.
You're a huge Adult Swim fan. I always liked Robot Chicken. I thought it was really cool when they used to do like collaborations with hip-hop artists. They've done stuff with some of my favorite hip-hop artists like MF Doom. And
the first season of Robot Chicken is some of the funniest television you'll ever see.
Only thing that sucks about that is that the episodes are so short. You just rip through it so fast.
That's what I like. Because you can't binge watch C-Lab. You sip on it like fine wine.
Oh, okay.
You sip on the Moonanites, such a classy episode of Aqua Teen Hunger Force.
How about like Johnny Bravo? How about the daytime Cartoon Network?
I used to like that. I liked Scooby-Doo. The show that gave me nightmares, the show that I had to quit watching, guess which one it was? It was on Cartoon Network. You can
Courage the Cowardly Dog.
Dude, they used to give me PTSD as a kid.
Wow.
They used to scare me, man.
Yeah, that show's freaky as hell, man.
That's like an acid trip.
Well, hang on. Let me pause you here. I'm gonna just take the control here for 1 second. It's not something I'll normally do, but I'm gonna take the control. I'm going to say let's go into the next song that we were going to talk about when we come back from this next song, which is Coming Back by Damo Genesis, a member of Odd Future, really, really interesting artist that's kind of grown into his own feet and is really entertaining. Yeah. We'll come back. We'll talk about maybe a little more 90s throwback jams. We'll maybe talk about the malls a little more, and then we'll wrap things up with one more tune. How's that sound?
Sounds good, dude. Call me, 856-49-HOPPY, 856-49-HOPPY. Damo Genesis, what do you know about them?
I honestly kind of like Homeboy Sandman that we mentioned before. I don't know quite as much about him. I know he's a member of the Odd Future Collective, which at this point I feel like is more or less disbanded. So
isn't it like Tyler the Creator?
He came up with like Tyler the Creator, Earl Sweatshirt, Haji Beats, and Left Brain, like that whole Odd Future clique.
I love Tyler the Creator. He's funny as hell.
Yeah, man, he's out there. I definitely can see him being up your alley. But Damo Genesis is a little more laid back. He's all about his nice smoke, and he likes to. I don't know, man. His music is just smooth.
You mean having backyard barbecues? Is that the nice smoke you're talking about?
Yep, absolutely.
Having bonfires?
Absolutely. But yeah, check this one out. It's called Coming Home. It's off his newest. I believe actually this is his first official album. I should have done a little more research, but Damo Genesis, self-titled, track's called Coming Home, features Mac Miller. Check it out.
We will be right back on Happy Hour. After this, we're going to come back and wrap everything up. Hang on.
Happy Hour. Happy Hour.
In your pocket, million on your mind. Man, someone had to drink, someone had to drug, someone had bitches on the line, that's what it was. And I don't regret a single night I came home fucked up. Be sorry for a single time I made hoes cry. Money was a thing I didn't make too much of. Tell me hurry up, I'ma take my time. I feel like I'm designed for this. I don't know how on my time it is, but I know I won't have time to give this all I got.
What's up, y'all? Flo Monroe here. We're taking you out back to back. Hoppy just wanted to wrap things up. He's got somewhere to be. I think he's got a hot date he's not telling me about.
I really don't.
So next we're going to go into another artist that's near and dear to my heart, Young Prof. His rap name is actually just Prof, but, Young P, a.k.a. King Gampo, a.k.a. Kaiser von Powderhorn. It goes on and on and on. This dude's awesome. Really fun artist. He can be super party-oriented and crazy, or he can be super deep and introspective. Great live act if you ever have a chance to see him live. I know he's out playing the Vans Warped Tour right now at select dates. Definitely a show that you don't want to miss. Him and his DJ Fundo, tear it up. Always an incredible performance. This one is off his album, the most recent album that he put out. Some of you may have heard it. It's called Bar Breaker. Check it out.
Happy Hour. Happy Hour.
Hey, no need to pay me to. I'm drinking in some Daisy Dukes. 80 proof, get retarded like a baby do. I'm so good at rap, it's not even fair. You know my shit bangs, I ain't talking about hair. Come on. Hey, 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 hey. Three smoking hot chicks and a couple of babes. Call me the mailman, how I come every day. If you ain't feeling my shit, it's completely understandable. I'm beyond rap, homie, I'm speaking animal. Think about leaving, they calling me bro. Finish a bottle and I'm good to go. No, you're all lame and I'm not even boss. This is how we do it. This is how we do it.
It's a party up in here at Happy Hour. Yeah.
You had to cut that off on me. I was getting down.
This is how we do it. Woo. You know I'm a good singer, right?
Okay. What you
I
got?
can sing.
What you got?
This is how we do it. It's Friday night, and I feel alright. The party is on the west side, not the south side. And I turn it up, put the keys in my truck, because I'm faded, drunk. We made it in his hood tonight, his neighborhood. They have nice skirts on, summertime skirts, looking sexy. All the gangbangers, they forgot about the drive-by because they're having such a good time. Because this is how they do it. This is how we do it. South Central knows how we do it. This is how we do it. This is how we do it. It's party, boys. This is how we do it. How we do it. All the hands up in the air and wave them from here to there. If you're an OG Vic or a wannabe player. Happy Hour, yo. All right, that was a lot of fun. Tyson just looks absolutely horrified.
That was like a good, bad American Idol audition.
At least I'm good at something for once. Call the show, 856-49-HOPPY. That's 856-49-HOPPY. And I saw this headline, But first, party say, this is how we do it. This is how we do it. How we do it. All right, enough already. Jesus Christ. This is from the BBC. You like that transition? It's called Radio 101. That's what I learned in my radio school for $20,000 that I went to for a year. You rant, you read the news, you do awful karaoke, and then you go into a BBC news article. You never know what you're going to get from the show, so call me, 856-49-HOPPY. It's 856-49-HOPPY. All right. This is in the U.S. and Canada section of the BBC, because why get the news from CNN, MSNBC, Fox News, Huffington Post? Because they're all up Trump's ass and reporting paparazzi news, essentially. It's all become TMZ land, which I like TMZ, but when other news sources are trying to be like TMZ, lame. So it's sad that I have to go to Britain, to the Daily Mail or BBC for news. Heard nothing about this all day. Power cut. Stranded thousands of passengers across the world because of Delta. And that's everyone's fear. I don't think anybody goes to the airport, Flo, and goes, yes, I love it here.
It's the worst place in the world.
I do like the Tampa airport. It's got a nice laid-back vibe. The Wi-Fi is cheap. I like that they have like cubicles where you can plug in your phone and bring a laptop or take a nap. But I don't think there's ever been a time where you're at O'Hare Airport, or I went to JFK when I sat in on a show on Opie Radio up in New York. I went to JFK and I lost my license because somebody was rushing me. Like when you put the items in the container, when you put them through the security setup, it's so much pressure because you have so much to carry and everyone's like, move! It's like in the movie Idiocracy when he first wakes up. Have you seen it, Idiocracy?
No, it's on my list, though.
There's a scene when he first wakes up and he's at the hospital and everyone's like, hurry up, asshole. That's what it's like, you know, when you go to the airport. I feel like since 9/11 happened, it really changed the vibe of the airport because when we were kids, it seemed a little more fun. You could say goodbye to grandma at the gate. You could pick up your uncle that was visiting for Christmas at the gate. And now you have to wait in luggage where everyone's hoping they get their luggage and it doesn't miss by, you know?
Oh, that's the worst feeling, man. I got my skateboard stolen at the airport once.
John Senning told me that after a week of having wireless Beat headphones, somebody took it from his luggage. I mean, it's despicable to any of these pussies that take our things and then go, oh, I don't know, we misplaced it. Are you sure you brought the headphones? Are you sure you brought the skateboard? Maybe you left it in your previous place you're at.
Yeah, they just play dumb.
What do you mean? You skateboard? You're a skinny twig. I think you work out. You don't skateboard, do you?
It's time to start holding the airport accountable, damn it.
Well, here's the thing, too. I went home to Chicago for Christmas, and flying from Tampa to here was a good time. You know, flying from Tampa to Chicago, no problem. But I just wanted to get home. I was so tired of the 10-day vacation in the cold. I just missed my friends here. I missed Tampa Bay. It made me appreciate what I have here. And I'm all ready to go home. I'm like, yes, it feels like home. I'm not even saying Chicago's home. Tampa feels like home.
Wow.
Get to the airport, and I see all flights canceled, and everybody's yelling. Everyone's freaking out. Everyone's being mean to the employers. And that's where I'm like, what are you doing? I get that you want to get somewhere. I get that you're not happy that you're in the Midwest and you need to get out. I get that you have a place to be. But when you're mean to the person that's working at the airport, what are you accomplishing? Is you being mean to them? Is you treating them like dirt going to make the snow just go away and it becomes nice and warm in Chicago and all the planes are then able to take off? By you being mean, are the people going to leave and you're the one person at the airport so there's no anxiety or stress? By you being mean to the employer, are you going to get a free ride because you have to wait a day? No. I don't get when they're mean to the people at the airport. It just brings up anxiety, and I know people have a place to go. But it seems like it's the DMV, Tyson, it's court, and the airport are the three places that people are unhappy at, and Walmart.
I don't like the grocery store that much either.
I'm getting sick of it too. It was fun when you would go with your mom because she would buy you things and you didn't have to worry. You didn't have to worry about money because it came out of their pocket. But now you're like, oh my god, $7, and you have to like diet and good old healthy food costs more. You know, I don't like grocery shopping. Like, I really need to cut back and go to Aldi's to get my essentials, but I have to go like 7 miles down US 19. Then you have to bring it into your house. But you know what's funny about that, Tyson?
What?
It's the fact that we're complaining about airports. We're complaining about going to the DMV. We're complaining about having to grocery shop. But there were 90 people that died because of a suicide bomber overseas in an ISIS attack, and I was looking at the Daily Mail, and I got to see all the gory pictures, dude. Our problems really aren't that bad.
Yeah, it puts everything in perspective.
Me
for you,
going
doesn't it?
0 for 4 recently and me being awkward on dates, is it really that big of a deal, Tyson? Is you breaking up with some imbecile that didn't appreciate you for being you and you need to get over it? Is that really hurting you at the end of the day? No, you have 2 cute dogs, you've made it. Is a podcast war really anything at the end of the day when you look at ISIS or you look at this see you next Tuesday known as Clinton running and this douchebag known as Trump running? When you think about it, all the issues that we claim we have aren't that bad at the end of the day. Do you have any issues that you want to debate might be worse than ISIS or might be worse than this election? Call us, 856-49-HOPPY. That's 856-49-HOPPY. And you can tweet at us at the Flo Monroe. That's Flo over there. I know you're depressed. If you're in Tampa Bay and you're listening live, it's a very cloudy Monday. And I have news that's going to make you even more sad.
Happy hour is about to end. But first, it's time for Last Call.
Ow.
How sad are you that happy hour's ending?
Another Monday in the books, but I'm excited that there's another Monday next week to come back for. Always something to be excited for, man. Always something to be happy about. We got to find that silver lining in life.
I don't know, dude. I just feel like every day is going to be my last, man. I don't know what's going on with me lately, but I like your point that I have the feeling of missing out on something and the fear of it. I really think I do. Like when I'm working, I'll look at people being tagged in pics and I'll be like, I'll never get to party like that. I'll never get to have fun like that, go on a vacation like that. What do you think that is? Is that my ADHD?
That's just, you know, you don't want to miss the good time, and it's all right. There will be more. There will be others. You're not planning to die anytime soon. You're a young, healthy man.
Tweet at me, at Ryan Hoppy Radio, and let me know where you want to have a good time at. Tweet at the Flo Monroe and let him know where you can have a nice hookup. Call us, 856.
I don't stand by that statement, for the record. I don't want to be solicited on the podcast airwaves.
There's going to be no back page ad anytime soon?
No. Sorry, ladies and gentlemen, I guess. I don't know.
Call us and leave a voicemail anytime. We'll play it on air. 856-49-HOPPY. That's 856-49-HOPPY. Get the Hoppy Radio app in the Google Play or iPhone shop. Search up Hoppy Radio. RyanHoppyRadio.com, at Ryan Hoppy Radio on Twitter, at Ryan Hoppy Radio on the gram, at Hoppy Radio on Snapchat. That's about it. Also, vote the best local podcast, Hoppy Hour, tinyurl.com/vote for Hoppy Hour. It's tinyurl.com/vote for Hoppy Hour. And this show has been brought to you by Simply Prepaid at Gulfport. Call them at 727-331-1934. That's 727-331-1934. And they are at 5014 Gulfport Boulevard South. If you go there and see Tony Spinney, Patrick McVicker, and Ryan in the tech department, they will hook you up with a badass deal. Now, Tyson, is there anything you want to plug when it comes to the Crowded Table or when it comes to the Broken Table on the Crowded Network?
Yeah, check me out on the Broken Table. Usually we post it on Thursdays. I think this week we might be taking a week off because John's out of town and it's just a little too much to coordinate. But yeah, check us out on the Broken Table, breaking down the weekly haps in the wrestling world. It's a pretty good time, so come check us out over there.
This has been Hoppy Hour.
Thanks, man.
I am your host, Ryan Hoppy, and that's the correspondent and contributor, Tyson Monroe, that sits in every Monday. Have a great week and keep up your flow. And
Thanks,
next
buddy.
week we'll have some new music.
All right, yeah, I'll be back with another 5 tracks for you guys. Hope you liked it today.
All right, see you guys.
Happy hour.